Discontinued
Gravy.
gravy.
Discontinued gravy.
Gold! Simplify life and make it fun.
Because we've been there.
I mean, we're in our 20s.
So we've seen it all.
This is
Discontinued.
gravy. What?
What? Krysta and Nick inside his house or car or transit, wherever you're listening to us now.
Very true. It could be any of those things.
And more.
And more. Just say, I'm scared this actually may not work. Hey Google, play Discontinued Gravy.
On Spotify.
Like Google Home. Ah! Ah!
Oh my gosh, what episode is it playing?
It worked! It's the how to talk on comfy things.
I love that.
I can't believe it fucking worked!
No way! Why have we not tried this?
Hey Google, stop playing. Holy fuck, you can do that!
Hey, so a new way to listen to Discontinued Gravy. That's actually quite an old way now, but
Yeah,
hey.
but just tell your smart speaker apparently, and you can get us. How fucking cool is that? I don't know. I think that's cool.
I will honestly do that in every household I walk into now.
Yeah, just immediately. Ah! Okay, I'm sorry. That's just really... Because you know that you hear it on the radio. Like, just say, hey, play 1027 on the peak on your smart speaker. Now we can say it too.
We're just as cool.
We're better.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Krysta, how are you?
Nick, I'm doing so good. For all of our listeners out there, my pet bunny Pip was getting neutered today. It was stressful because we did have another bunny named Benji, and he didn't make it through that type of surgery. So we were quite hesitant, but it's really important to go take your pet to go get neutered if you're not a trained breeder. It just has so many benefits, from health to making sure that they don't get territorial, especially because he's a boy.
Yeah.
And we just want him to be in our lives as long as possible.
Oh, of course.
So was stress eating today.
Yep. I bet.
Yeah, I even had an emotional support bunny, so you know the little jelly cats.
Oh yeah.
I got this. He was sitting on my desk all day, and whenever I just got anxious, you're just like, okay, things are gonna be okay.
Yep.
And when we got that phone call, hallelujah.
We love it.
Yeah, we love it. He's doing great right now. I don't totally want to jinx it, but he's been pooping, so that's a good sign. We just need to get him eating.
That is a good sign.
Yeah, so he just needs to eat, but he never had a huge appetite anyways, unless it's blueberries.
Loves his bloobs.
He does love his bloobs. So I am really happy right now.
I'm glad. That's awesome.
Yeah. How are you doing, Nick?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I actually went to this barbecue on the weekend,
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I was at a barbecue too.
That's so weird. So they're friends of mine, so I went to this barbecue, and they needed a barbecue. Now, these friends, they know I sell barbecues. That is my job. That's what I do. And I gave them some options, gave them price ranges. I laid all the groundwork. I did everything they possibly could do. Then they just basically leave me on red until the Saturday. Leaving me assuming they probably just got one. They just didn't go through me, because why would they? I mean, who does that, right? Who does that? That show up, and they have this barbecue that they probably bought for $50 from Canadian Tire that's probably going to rust out on them in 3 uses. Let's be honest here.
Hey, I bet you it was a good-looking barbecue. It wasn't one of those tabletop ones. It stood on its own.
It was like a wannabe porcelain enameled outside. It was just something, but I just don't get, why would the friend not go through me? That's just, Krysta, who does that?
I don't know. I mean, in some places in life, it's crazy what happens.
I feel like I should let you know Krista's this person.
It wasn't me, okay? I was just the person who supplied the info to the person who purchased the barbecue.
And it didn't occur to you that you could have asked me if I had one just like that I have?
I can't tell. I couldn't tell you. So, everyone who's listening right now, formal apology to Nick. Nick, I am sorry that we didn't buy a barbecue through you. I tried. I'm gonna say I tried. So this barbecue endeavor was, just kind of like a ragtag group of individuals of my closest friends that were all left in town that weekend. But it was also Spencer's idea. He's like, I want to do something as like a married couple. Let's do this. And I was like, Kate, it's all on you. Like, I can't take on planning anything. So first goes out the invite. Well, the invite has the wrong date on it. Don't worry, we fixed that. We let people know what the actual date is. And then I go, okay, we need a barbecue for this barbecue you want to do. Oh yeah, no worry, I'll go do it during the week while you're at work. Okay, the husband's got it. Don't have to worry about it. It becomes Tuesday, so I text my good buddy Nick at Home Depot being like, yo, when do you work this week at the depot? And what's the best barbecue you got? He gave me the best barbecue, and I was like, we need a cheaper barbecue. We need 150 and under. Because to remind you, it's the end of summer. So we're not going to be having a lot of barbecues anymore.
Unless you're me and do it year round. Anyway.
So I say, great, thanks. We podcast. And I'm like, great, thanks. I got it. I'll give that to Spencer for tomorrow. So this left us to Saturday morning. I'm like, hey, we should probably go get that barbecue now. And then we just end up at Canadian Tire.
Was I wrong? Did I not just say that? Wow. It's like I know my barbecues. Weird.
We got a really good deal.
Yeah, how much did you pay for it?
Like 130.
You paid. Wow. I could have got you a cast iron lid, cast iron bottom, porcelain enameled grates, stainless steel burner.
You didn't give me the prices I wanted, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, this one was less than that. And I would have given you an even better deal. But apparently,
I'm sorry. No one wants to go to North Van.
I offered to bring it to you.
I know, and I told him that. Okay? I'm taking the blame from me, and I'm placing it on Spencer. I'm making this Spencer's fault.
You know how she just said, like, this was a barbecue for the closest friend? I'm starting to think this is kind of like a little friends-offy type of thing.
Are you saying you didn't have a good time?
You
didn't eat a burger? You
have no idea. When I first saw that barbecue, I was just like,
I know. I could tell that you almost wanted to turn around.
it just feels, like, what's the point in me working there? Can't even help my friends apparently.
Yeah. And guess what? Nick gave me the advice. He's like, I know this is what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Don't let him build it, because most people will be like, yeah, I can build a barbecue. But then it's 6 hours later and they're like, I never want to do that again.
Mm-hmm. And?
It didn't take 6 hours to build.
Because that one probably, anyway.
It met our needs for the day.
I'm not going to be, and apology is not accepted.
I'm never having a barbecue again. I'm just saying that. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, a barbecue like that. Sure.
I was running around town, buying groceries.
Most people just do it at their house.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we had a patio in a yard.
Yeah, well, that's next time, but...
Yeah.
Don't be coming to me for the barbecue. I ain't giving you a deal anymore. Pay full price like everyone else.
Hey, I mean, I didn't pay for it, so whatever.
Friends off, Krysta.
Friends off? Is this podcast off now?
No, we have to do the
end
podcast.
Of Discontinued
we have to do it for the cards, but...
the professional relationship is just, all it is now.
It's just low.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Okay, but for everyone listening, Nick had a great time.
It was an okay time.
He stayed out till like midnight.
Yeah, so that... Oh, okay, so... Story behind that.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave at about 9.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then I remembered, shit. They have their stuff in my truck. And I wasn't going to just drop it off. You know, I'm good like that. Well, you know, I thought, you know, they can't possibly stay any longer. Well, stayed till after close.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And a lot of drinks were had. Like, they just kept coming. I was quite wow.
Yeah, let's set the scene. Let's go back in time a bit. So, after Nick shows up, sees that it's a barbecue. We're just gonna skip past that part because it's gonna bring up some old feelings, and we don't want to live in the past here too much. It's great. So Pip the bunny is there. He's a spectacle. Everyone's loving him, showing off his moves. My people came to party. They came with a giant cooler full of drinks, and they're like, "Oh, I thought we were gonna be here longer." And we're like, "It's cold. We're just sitting in a park." We're all feeling like really out of place right now because everything there was families.
Yes, a lot of families.
A lot of families and dogs.
A lot of dogs too. We like dogs.
Yeah, so Spencer and I are like, okay, well, we're just gonna go put the bunny away, put the barbecue away because we're not using it anymore. And then maybe we can hit up a brewery or something. They're like, okay. But they need to finish their drinks, right? You need to get your money's worth. You're not going to spend all that money on craft beer. Because we all know how expensive a pint is from one of the breweries on Brewers Row.
I don't, actually, because obvious.
Yeah, but Nick fooled everyone. Again, with his favorite beverage.
Yes. So if you've never heard of it, there's Liquid Death. It's basically just water in a can, but it looks like, you know, a tall boy beer can. I do it more to fit in. Like, I don't bring notice to it. It just makes it look like I'm fitting in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more people question it when you bring a water bottle, actually.
Exactly. So I'm just here to fit in, look like I'm just a part. And then some people know what it is. Some people do not. Evidence, there was one gentleman. He's like, "Oh, hey, how's Liquid Death?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's good. It's just water." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." And 2 other people agreed. They're like, "Yeah, it's just water." He's like, "It's not a drink?" Yeah, it's just water. He's like...
And someone's like, "Wait, it's not even an energy drink?"
Yeah, the other person thought it was an energy drink, and... No, it's just water. So, that's, I guess my secret is out, although it's been out for a while. I just do it to fit in. There's no other reason to do it. Just, you know, not get the questions of, why are you just drinking water? You only drink water? Just go in. Because nobody's going to ask about why you only drink water, but the fact that you're drinking it out of that can, people will just be more astounded that that it's in a can.
Yeah, exactly. The question is more about, like, how did you find that?
Yeah,
that's
it's not,
so cool.
It's not the whole water thing. It's just more like, oh, that's neat, and the conversation changes again, so...
Yeah. I mean, usually when I tell people that, like, you just drink water, they're like, "Is there a backstory?"
Everybody
like,
thinks
no.
I had...
And they're like,
yeah,
okay.
Everyone thinks I just had this wild night. Went too hard and swore off of it.
Hey.
The reality is really boring. I just don't like anything. Anyway.
Just don't like it. Anyways. So, all that's happening. Spencer and I get back to our gang. We're meeting up at the park side, one of the main ones. Mm-hmm. And our crowd is the one that's yelling and kind of being a little loud. But, you know, it's a brewery. People are having fun. We get over there, find out someone almost has gone kicked out already. We have been away. They've been there for maybe 10 minutes. Not even.
Yep.
And they're almost already getting kicked out. So that's how the night was going.
Well, one of y'all almost didn't even get in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. And I mean, in their defense, like, so for people who don't know, the park itself, like some of the other parks in North Van and in Vancouver, you're allowed to have alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
There. right? She still had a can.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't try bringing it into the brewery, but she had it outside the brewery. That doesn't really look good.
No, they frowned upon it.
Yes, there was definitely some frowning.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard when you go out with a big group. Right? Like, there was, 10 of us? 8?
Yeah.
Somewhere in between that. Let's just go with 9.
I think 8. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So, again, that's a big enough group to be bringing attention to themselves.
Oh, sure, yes.
Right? But it was great. Usually when I go out to the breweries, it's always, what brewery are we going to next? What's happening next? We just stayed there. It was great. We all just, did musical chairs.
Found a table and...
around the table.
Yep.
Kept Nick blocked into the one corner so he couldn't leave.
Literally, I literally couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm. And we took turns giving him a hard time.
Yep. That did happen.
Mm-hmm. You know how people do is okay, table 7.
I was going to say, I feel like people need to know here. Again, this group that they were with, obviously, yes, I know Krysta and Spencer. And yes, I know 2 of them from table 7. And of course, I know Kayla and Carson. There's only one person I really had never met before. But still, I've only met a few of these people a handful of times. 2 of them once. 2 of them 4 times, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
So these aren't exactly people that know a lot about me, but somehow, some way, they know a lot about stuff that's going on in my life. I don't know how that happened. That beats me.
I swear, Nick, I don't go around gossiping about you.
The evidence is stacked hard against you.
No, I do not go gossiping about you. My people are just very inquisitive.
Krysta, sure.
Mm-hmm. When there's a mystery to be solved, they will go looking.
Post one thing on Instagram. It's just...
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Nothing's private nowadays.
Which I don't care.
No,
but y'all jump into conclusions.
To know what's going on, and it's well, again, I've only met you a handful of times. I don't really owe you anything. Right? But Nick's not that type of dude, right? He's not gonna say that.
Oh yeah, no.
You're a total bro.
I'll indulge you. It's funny because they are serious.
Oh, 100% serious.
Whatever. I'm good. It's fine. But yeah, no, it makes you grow. You bond a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. I feel closer to some of those people. Absolutely.
Yay! That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah, it was a messy end to the night. Not going to lie. So basically, long story short, my sister had to go, and I had something in her car that I was using for the bridal shower that I was attending the next day.
Right.
So I was like, I'll walk back with you, and they can drop me off back down there, because I had no idea what time it was.
Yeah.
I was like, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
No, it's midnight. Everything's closing. I'm leaving basically 5 minutes before closing.
Oh, wow. Yes. That's right. It was pretty late.
Right? It was pretty late. Yeah. So I leave, and I don't really say bye to anyone, because I'm like, no, I'm coming back.
Yep.
Irish goodbye. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
We go. I get home. Michaela and Carson are about to drive me back. I'm in their car. They're heading out. All of a sudden, I get a phone call from my husband, Spencer, being like, why'd you drive away without me? The kid is sitting on the steps towards our house, being like, I came here for you.
That's funny.
And I'm like, okay, turn this car around. Gotta go get him. We can walk back together. 7 minutes. We got this.
It's not far.
It's not far. It really isn't.
No.
So I get my husband, and then I think I get a Snapchat from Nick being like, don't come back.
Well, I was just saying we were leaving, so it's like you go back to the brewery, you ain't gonna find us.
Yeah, exactly. And I just leave it at that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I text my girlfriend too in the other group, just giving her the laydown because we were in the middle of a gossip talk. Nick got sucked into the girls' gossip, 100%. Mm-hmm. Like, we got into it, and he was just like, yep, okay.
I gave my 2 cents once I figured out what was going on.
Yeah, we don't provide a lot of context.
No, they just kind of went into it. I wasn't going to stop you guys. I was just going to sit there and let you talk about it because it was interesting just to listen to. But then they filled me in on what happened. So then I was then a part of the conversation.
Yes, and then it was like, okay, we want to hear what you have to say. We want the man side of the story.
Apparently they wanted my opinion.
And you know what? It's interesting to hear a man's point of view versus what 2 girls gossiping think.
Sure.
Because we get each other riled up. We just do.
Well, sure. You're probably going to agree with each other and, be like, yeah. Or severely disagree with each other. It's kind of like no in between. It's kind of like boop, boop. But
yeah, or it's like the passive aggressive, haha, and then like you like leave.
Yeah, and then you get home and you're like, that bitch.
Yeah, that did not happen.
No, it did not happen. No, they were very much on the same page.
Very much on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I like just need to know that people got home safe, but I don't text back. No. So I got like the message from Nick being like, I'm good, and then I got the message from my other buddy being like, I made it, and then from my sister being like, I made it, and I was like, I can go to sleep.
Well, I'm not usually one to text the person I'm home safe. Just, I don't know. I play the assumption that, of course, I'm safe. But they told me to text you to text them.
Oh, I didn't text them.
I would have filled you in, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And we're going to leave it at that because I want to go to bed.
Nice. Yeah. Honestly, don't blame you.
Yeah. I'm here safe. We're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
But
I don't know what it is though. For some reason, like before bridal showers, I just get rowdy. Like the last time it was my bridal shower, I got rowdy. This time before a friend of mine's bridal shower, got rowdy.
I wouldn't say you got rowdy.
I mean, I think I was more intoxicated than I let on, but that's because like I had 3 drinks over the course of since we had the barbecue. So like spaced out.
I would agree, but yeah, you weren't like rowdy. Like I won't say who, but somebody definitely stole a license plate off the wall.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I know you know, but I'm just saying like that.
Oh my god, I forgot they did that. Yep. I feel like every friend group has the klepto.
Yeah. Kind of a wild card too.
Mm-hmm. See, I can't do something that big. I go for like the like taster glass or like a fork.
Yeah.
Because it's like that won't hurt the company at all. And like honestly, I don't feel comfortable doing stuff like that, especially to like businesses that aren't franchises.
Well, sure, exactly.
You know, like if it's a Browns, oh, they have lots of money, whatever.
Yeah.
You do you. You take that carafe. Right? But if it's family run or like small business, that might hurt a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if a license plate on the wall means anything, but anywho, yeah. It's an interesting friend group. That is for sure.
Well, it's funny because like this group doesn't really always hang out together. Like they're my friends in different settings.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of them you're related to.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other, I don't know how long you guys have known each other, but I want to say high school.
Oh, yeah. She's a good high school buddy. We've been through it.
Okay.
We've been through the ups and downs.
Fair enough. Good to know. Just confirming. You know?
Yeah. Nick's like, I think, but want to know?
Wasn't there.
Eating! Spence, he's eating! Yay! For everyone that's listening, Pip is now eating, so we are happy over here.
We love it. We stand.
We stand. Oh yeah.
It's perfect. It's a perfect day.
Perfect day. Okay. But Nick, I just like want your opinion on like infiltrating the friend group. Because in a way, like, I'm slowly getting you to do that. Like, I want you in my friend group. Because, like, you're one of my, like, really good buddies. You're one of the few people I talk to on a constant basis on this podcast. Yes, I know we're friends off right now. And we're just being professional.
Yeah.
But what's it like? Because you're such a bro that I feel like you've probably infiltrated a few friend groups. Like, I know that you've infiltrated a few, like sports groups, a few, like, board game groups. Like, let me know how you do it, because I'm terrible at it.
The thing is, I'm not trying to get into these friend groups, but the key is having a person in said friend group. Like, the person that's the good friend that wants you there. Because that's how I get in to all those friend groups. You know, like, I know this person, which, like, oh, you should come to this thing, which then goes into that friend group, or this thing that goes into there. It's all you need to know is one person who invites you out, and you could be in. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way to... Again, not usually by choice. I have my friends, and I like my friends. I don't necessarily need to add to it, but you know, I've infiltrated enough friend groups. Like, I have a fair amount of friends who I can talk to or do something with. It's fine.
Yeah, there's a reason you're busy almost every day.
But yeah. But but it doesn't have to be like. I think the key for me is that it doesn't necessarily align with my interests. Like, I was talking today with a friend, and you know, I played softball with him this year, and we were kind of the two, like, we've played before, no one else had.
You know, like, what? That's such an alliance.
Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, so we were talking about it, like, hey, you want to do that again? We know it's September and it's like 6 months away, but we need to start preparing early. And we were talking about it, and we're just like, yeah, we need to blow up the team and restart. And he's like, oh, do you have any other friends who want to play? And this is the thing. I have a severe lack of friends that play sports. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't tell you what it is. Like,
it's like your friends stick to their one sport.
Well, it's that. Or they just don't at all. Like, Krysta, you like soccer, but I can't really have a conversation with you about what the current happenings in soccer is, can I?
Nope.
I
like to play.
Yeah, and same probably goes with Spencer.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
this is just like a funny side note. So like I'm not at this level now, or really was I? But I got asked to join a Div 1 women's team.
Cool.
And I laughed because I was like, I haven't played in 3 years, first of all. Second of all, the last few teams I played on were beer league. The last like team that like was ranked was either Div 3 or U21A.
Wow.
Like, I haven't played at a higher level in ever.
Fair.
Or at least that high. Fair. I just like burst out laughing.
Did you say yes?
No, because it just didn't work with my schedule.
Ah, fair enough.
And like, I was kind of open to it because I do miss having twice a week where I know I'm going to go run. And honestly, my cardio used to be so good.
Even if you do that stuff, your cardio does not necessarily stand up.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it doesn't matter. Spencer was a great husband though, and he's like, I will support you. I will become the coach. And I'm like, no.
I would not
Please
want him as a coach. Would not want him as a coach.
Oh, he's a great coach. Like, for like U13.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't take him seriously.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like, yeah, that's a good thing. But in regards, like, I'm just saying, like, I was the best man at my friend's wedding, I've known this guy since, I don't know, grade 6, something like that. He can't tell you anything about sports.
Really?
Anything.
Not one sport.
No. He knows things, but not like, I could not, I told him, name a Canuck, he would be like, what?
He'd be like Luongo, and you're like, playing now.
I don't think he would even say that.
Really?
Exactly. So, you know, like, that's, I think, another key into infiltrating friendships. You need to find those other things. You know what I mean? Like, there's a friend group that I guess I infiltrated, where I had a friend who worked at the depot who then turned into this friend group. It turned into, but it was kind of like, oh, video games was a common thing for us. Definitely a few things that they've talked about, because they're a couple years younger than I am. You know, small different generation. You know, I think it's about a 4-year gap-ish. So they say things, and they're totally into like that YouTuber anime stuff. And I sit there sometimes and I'm just like,
Yeah, uh-huh.
So I like, but you fit in because eventually it's going to come around to something you know and have a good time of it. You know, it's to infiltrate a friend group. I think you need to open your horizons. You know, open to things, and again, know that one person, because you'll probably get invited at one point to meet those other friends.
But how do you keep invited back? Do you just
friends
wait
to
it
all of
out?
them.
Say that you had fun?
Well, you just be friends with all of them. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't necessarily spearhead the next one. You know what I mean? It would be more like you would be talking with that one friend, gauge the interest. Like, oh, did they have fun? Was this a fun night? Like, and if they're like, yeah, we're planning on doing something again, you definitely can come again next time. Then you're kind of in at that point. Once you're doing it the second time, you're pretty much probably in for the foreseeable future.
Okay, so it's crucial to secure that second invite.
Yeah, like the one time is one. Who cares? Who knows what happens next? But if you get like twice, 3 times, like, pretty good. And then, but at some point, you're gonna have to create a friendship off the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, you talk to those people on your own time. It's not through that person or group chat. You know what I mean? Like, in that friend group with the video games and stuff, like, I've now created a friend with one of them, and, you know, we're currently playing through Halo. You know what I mean? Like,
but what if this said, like, the person who brought you into the friend group got jealous? Like, this is a total girl thing. I've only heard about this happening in, like, a girl group. But essentially, like, 2 friend groups meet. Your, like, best friends from both your friend groups come together. Yeah. They go off and hang out without you. I know about girls getting very jealous about that happening. And being like, hey, I was your friend first.
Yeah, but are you still hanging out with them? Or did you, like, write them off?
I think, like, they're just jealous, probably. Like, they're probably still hanging out.
Yeah, okay, so for my thing for that is, would you, like, let's say it's you, me, and Spencer. He's a video game guy. And we wanted to play through Halo. Is that something you would want to do?
That's so cute. I'd be so happy for you guys.
I know, it's not happening.
No, and it's also like, no, because I hate video games.
But exactly.
But like, let's say it was Michaela.
But
for some reason, I'd be jealous. I'd be like, I want to hang out with Michaela and Nick.
But sure. You would get jealous. But I think the thing to remember is, would you want to be doing that? Because what's the point of going to something you don't want to be at? You just want to be there just because. First of all, you're probably invited anyway. This plan was probably made because we know you don't do this.
Or they know you're busy, or...
Right, exactly. There's a plan around it. I get the jealousy thing, FOMO, whatever it is. But at the bottom line is, unless they're clearly doing something that they know you would enjoy and they didn't ask you if you were busy or not, without, like, if you have a day that you work, like, oh, I always work Wednesday nights, and it just so happened this event was on a Wednesday night, that's fine. But if they know you were free Thursdays and didn't ask and went to this thing that you like, that might be a small issue.
Yeah, and in that case scenario, that's a different situation that you maybe bring up with the friend that you're closer with and being like, hey, like, I'm so glad you guys are getting along. Yeah. But I would like it if we could all hang out when we're all available. Yeah, exactly. It's planning another thing. But in that same breath, you kind of just have to respect, like, all these people are having fun together. It doesn't mean they're friends off with you or they're doing something like that. Maybe they just wanted to get to know each other a little more. Like in that friend group, there's like 3 girls and 2 guys, and I'm one of the guys, and I'm playing with the one guy. So, like, if 2 guys are hanging out of that kind of a group, do you, like, they're getting to know each other, it's a guy thing, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, and like I say, I would love to do 4-person Halo, but if you don't like it and you're getting jealous, that's stupid. That's stupid. I have an example of, like, me doing that with a friend. Yes. So the girl with the ponytail at the wedding that was at table 7. Yep. In the pink. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So technically, she was friends with the girl from the brewery first, right? Like, they were friends all throughout elementary school, high school, and then in college, like, we met and hung out a few times through her. Eventually, she moved downtown. I was living downtown, and I was like, hey, let's just go to the beach. Yeah. Like, we live 10 minutes away from each other now. Sure, yeah, I didn't know anyone else in that area, really. And we became really close. Like, that would be, like, a weekly thing that we did. And, like, we just became closer. But now all of us hang out. Like, we went to Haven to go get drinks, not last weekend, but the weekend before. So it's just, like, one of those things. Yeah, like, it's not a bad thing when the other friends get along. It doesn't mean they're going to become even better friends than you and that original person. Like, they're still best friends. Like, we joke that they share the same brain cell. Fair. Right? So it's just, like, it's one of those things. Like, my friendship isn't any less valuable, but, like, I know, like, the depth of it. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it's... Yeah, you know one thing, and it's just, it's not so bad of a thing. Yeah, like, let it play out a little. It's not the end of the world. No, exactly. Just see where it goes. If it's clear it's becoming an issue, okay. But, like, most of the time, they'll probably come back and be like, no, we're just hanging out. Wanted to get to know the person a little better. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but what do you do if you're, like, want to infiltrate a friend group, but you don't really have, like, a person to do that with, right? Like, you only have your core group of friends, and, like, they're not inviting you to that other thing. Like, do you just express interest in it? Do you try to hit it off with some work people? Like, what do you do in that situation if you only have a few close friends? Well, and you've already infiltrated them. Yeah, like they're your friends, actual friend group. Yeah. So, the key there is finding new people. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people have that problem, is that they have these 2 friends, these close friends they've been seeing for the last year. Again, last COVID year is completely different, you know what I mean? But then, that friend, kind of opened up a bit, The summer got busy, they were doing whatever, like take me for example. It's just like, I'm doing everything every day. I can't really facilitate I won't necessarily be able to hang out with that one person
every week, or maybe every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So that person may be left a little bit in the dust. But that's where you need to try and make an effort. If, say, you're going to school, very easy to make friends at school because you're with them a lot. But yeah, work. Like, you know, all these times I'm busy, 90% of them are with people I'm at work with. You know what I mean? Like, it's the way. Now, obviously, I work in a ever-changing world of retail. So constantly new people, constantly old people. You know, it's a constant change. If you're in an office with 6 people, well, and 4 of them are 50 plus.
Yeah, that's a little harder.
And the person's like an intern at like 18, you know? Yeah, okay, I get it. That's a little tough. But that's where you would kind of have to hope. Well, you could go to, if you can find a friend to go to a bar or something with, to go into another, you know, try to meet people that way is a thing.
Do you know what's funny? I actually know someone who, like, would do, like, go on dates type of thing, but strictly to try to, like, figure out if they have, like, a good friend group and become friends with that person and then infiltrate the friend group.
That's awful.
Right? Like,
I hope they
just wanted them to like them enough as a person that they're like, oh, like, we should still be friends. Actually, yeah, that would be great. Like, let's all hang out.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Right?
That's a fine line.
That is dedication.
Yeah. But I think that would be hoping that new person or that person gets new friends and brings you into that friend group, which then branches you out into that friend group.
Right? Like, this has to be played so well.
It's a tough game.
Right? Because, like, a lot of people aren't looking for more friends unless you're new to an area.
True. And as you get older, you know, it's tough to have more than a few friends. But I think it's the key is just infiltrating a couple of them and trying to stay with those people and keep them in the lives in the sense of not moving, you know, not them moving on, or, you know, it's trying to keep that friendship alive. That's
yeah,
the
like,
best
you gotta
way,
you gotta put in enough of an effort, but not too much.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's tough, but there are ways to do it. You just gotta be friends and work your way into getting invited.
Yeah,
and if they invite you, say yes. Do not say no. You say no once, it's toast. It's over.
Right? Like, you can't say no until the 4th time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like theoretically, like in the case of Krysta, I could have said no to this barbecue. I was busy, whatever that case may be. But, you know, I was free, so I was gonna go. But
well, and he also expressed interest in wanting to go, so even if he ended up being busy, I would have been like, okay, I'll invite him next time.
Right, but even if I said no and I was busy and I hadn't expressed interest, like, we still do this every week. I feel like it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, probably not, to be honest.
Unless I did it in a real bitchy way. But no, like it's very, very, like, Chris, that's probably a good number. The 4th time is when you can be like, oh, sorry guys, I'm busy tonight.
Yeah, like, I know it's a random number, but, like, 3 and under is just such a valuable period of time.
Obviously, if you really can't make it, fair enough. But try. Make an effort.
Yeah, make an effort. Try to say yes as much as possible. That's the best thing to do to infiltrate their friend group.
Yep, I would agree.
Great. I think that takes us to questions of the week.
Questions of the week. You ask, and we answer.
Cool. Can I go?
You can ask a question, Krysta.
What weird food combination do you really enjoy? I'm interested to hear what you have to say for this, Nick, because I know that, like, you're not a picky eater, but like you're more selective than some people.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't think I have. It's not like a.
You don't experiment to the max.
It's not like a peanut butter and sardine sandwich.
Oh my god, I was thinking peanut butter and pickles.
Yeah, or that. I have no idea.
What about like a French fry inside a Frosty?
No. 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 I honestly don't know if I have one. Like I put syrup on my pancakes. I feel like it's more like I don't. Like, you know, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like the most iconic combination ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like jelly. I just eat a peanut butter sandwich.
Who hurt you?
Tastes better.
No, it doesn't. I'd prefer just to have a jam sandwich.
Well, again, a lot of people. I just eat the peanut butter. Or you know that peanut butter
like ants on a log.
Oh, the
peanut butter with
peanut butter and like celery
on celery.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the answer is Nick can't think of one.
I feel like the things that people think are good combinations, I don't like. Like Reese's Cups, peanut butter and chocolate. No.
Those are my favorite.
No,
my protein powder's that flavor.
It's too much.
Oh, it's
I just can't
so
do it.
good.
I can't do it.
It's like my kryptonite.
I feel like I'm just the opposite. Like, what's a weird combination? All the good combinations I don't like. That's my thing.
Yeah, you might have something really weird that you don't even realize.
It could be. I think it's normal, but it may not be normal. Like, I'll have to keep an eye on what I eat, I guess.
Hey, I guess we'll find out. I like to experiment with food. I just have a sensitive tummy.
Fair.
So, yeah, ants on a log, Frosties with French fries, peanut butter with pickles. I love all of that.
You ever done French fries with mayo?
Yeah, I have. It's good.
It's not bad.
Yes,
I was forced to in Germany.
Yes, it's definitely a European thing.
It was great. I loved it. I loved the vibe, but they're like, "Do you want mayo with your fries?" And I was just like, and then my friend was like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
You're like, I guess.
Yeah,
or chips with your chips.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm.
Haha.
Anyway, yes. Okay, Krysta, I got a question.
Woohoo, go.
If someone buys something that you sell, but they didn't buy it from you, I'm just kidding.
I was like, where are you going with this, Nick?
I'm just kidding. But I do actually have a question. If someone uses the word date, is it a date?
Ooh, that's a really good question. There's like connotation that's so important because like I always say that like I'm going on like a girl date or something, like when I'm going out with my girls.
But what if it was like a boy-girl situation? Like the girl or the guy uses the word
and you
date.
are both like straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're both straight, absolutely.
Look, there's
yeah,
potential for something.
Implying that it's a date.
Right. Okay.
That's what I think.
Like I see that and I get that, and obviously living in North America and most of the world, the logic's there. I just choose to not. It doesn't necessarily mean. Am I being naive and ignorant?
Generalized assumption of a situation.
Yes, I would agree.
Right? Like, you don't know the people. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because if they're really, like, best friends or something, okay, like, maybe.
Yeah.
But even then, that's a thin line. Like, how do you know if you ever wanted to cross that line?
Right. I mean, like, you could theoretically just say it's a date because you're not wrong. Just going out and hanging out could technically be classified as a date. We've just made the word date
romantic
mean that. Doesn't necessarily, like, you know, like you're setting the date. It's date. You know, like, theoretically, you could just use that word, but obviously if it's two single people and it's a thing, yes, okay, obviously, you might imply what that means.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It also depends, like, did the guy say it to the girl? Did the girl say it to the guy? There's just so many details that are important.
There are a lot of variables.
Right? Because a lot of people will say it to clarify that it is indeed a date.
Yeah.
So.
Like in the office, like, hey, so it's a date. You know, in the office when Jim walks in, he's like, hey, Pam, you busy tonight? She's like, no. He's like, great, dinner. Like, okay, it's a date.
And then she looks at the camera.
Yeah, obviously it's a date, but
see?
Anyway.
There you go. The Office solved it for us.
The Office is the answer always. Always. Anyways,
that brings us to recommendations of the week.
Recommendations of the week. We recommend things to do, see, watch, be active about, listen.
Yeah, all those things.
All those things. Krysta, you got something for us.
Okay, it's not necessarily a recommendation, but I forgot to share it at the beginning of the episode, so I wanted to do it now because I'm really proud.
Okay.
So this thing was full of kisses, Hershey kisses, at the bridal shower. I guessed the exact, not close, the exact number that was inside here. So I gotta take them home.
What was the number?
142.
Huh. I'd be that guy that says at least 12.
At least. Because, I mean, you're not wrong.
Not wrong. You're just not right.
Just not right.
I just want to be that guy.
Ugh, we hate that guy, but we love him at the same time.
It's funny. That's still one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I just think that's funny. Like, that's humor.
The peak of humor. It's gone downhill since.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would not say that, but anyway.
I'm gonna actually go into my actual recommendation now. My recommendation is to soak up the last bit of summer and go to the parks. Do the things. Mm-hmm. When you're sitting at home and you're like, oh, I'm kind of tired, like I've done a lot this summer. No. Mm-hmm. Go out, go do that walk, go to the beach, go for the swim. Mm-hmm. Do what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, it's fun. Like, I didn't really want to do a barbecue. I'm like, we've been busy this summer, almost every weekend. Yep. But it was great. It was a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good. Gosh, what is my recommendation? I feel like I had one, but I don't know if I remember or wrote it down. I did not. But I feel like I do want to kind of piggyback on that one slightly.
Yeah, I kind of realized as I was saying it.
Well, it's just kind of a but it's more like say yes for yourself. Like, you can be really busy doing a lot of things for a lot of people, going to hang out with them or work or whatever it is. Like, do something for yourself. Like whether that's even if somebody asked to hang out and you just said, no, I want to go for a bike ride. And if they're like, I'll hang out if we go for a bike ride. And they're like, I don't really want to go for a bike ride. Like, well, then we're not hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, like you don't necessarily have to settle and do something else.
No, yeah. Just, if you want to do a bike ride, do it. If you want to go for a walk, do it. If you... Against Krysta's soaking up the sun. Maybe we get a rainy day in this week.
We're supposed to rain on Friday.
There you go. Maybe on Friday. Well, you won't hear this because this Friday coming, the episode won't be out yet. Anyway,
those are details.
You wanna play that video game that you've been waiting to play for a while, or watch that show. You just need to watch an episode. Do it for yourself. That's what I'm saying. Soak up the last bit of summer, but one day do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
What a great recommendation.
Absolutely.
That's it. We did it.
Thanks for listening, guys.
We might be back at it again next week with more Discontinued Gravy.
Keep the suspense going. Bye.
Yes. Peace.